Tiny Game Room.
Hi, I'm Jody, and this is Tiny Games Room, a channel where I'm going to be talking about video games, gaming pickups, game collecting, anything related to gaming that I find interesting. This is just going to be an outlet for me to be able to talk about the things that I love. So on that topic, today's video is going to be 5 modern JRPGs that I think everybody should play. So this list isn't going to be in any particular order at all. These are 5 games that I think are brilliant games, some lesser known, some a lot more known. They're not like hidden gems or anything like that. I just think they're brilliant games, and obviously there's a ton of JRPGs in modern times that are also brilliant. You know, these are just 5 games that I chose to highlight for this particular video, because I believe they deserve a bit more attention. So yeah, without further ado, I'll start things off with one that's a bit of a cheat, I'll be honest with you. I said modern JRPGs. This one originally came out on the PlayStation 3, and then got a remastered version. And it's also not a typical JRPG, it's more of a tactics-based RPG. And that game is Valkyria Chronicles for the PlayStation 4. Now, Valkyria Chronicles is a sort of turn-based tactics RPG, where you play as some soldiers during it's kind of like a recreation of World War II in a way. It's like sort of this universe's version of World War II, set during the 1930s, which is obviously quite original for a JRPG, sort of an anime JRPG like this. And yeah, you follow your squad, Alicia, Welkin, I think the squad called Squad 7. And yeah, again, it's a fantastic, really well made game. It's got these amazing sort of watercolor visuals that really draw you in from the moment you start playing. It's quite a difficult game, a lot of strategy needed for some of the missions. And also another interesting feature of the game is that your party members, your sort of squad, when they die, they don't come back. It's permadeath, so it sort of really makes you think about how you want to control your characters, in what sort of positions you want to put them in. And the music is unbelievable. The story is fantastic. It's such a brilliant game. You can play the PS3 version, but if I was you, I would track down the remastered PS4 version. It also got a sequel on the PSP, Valkyria Chronicles 2. And then it also got Valkyria Chronicles 3, which never released over here, it was only released in Japan. And then Valkyria Chronicles 4. So yeah, it's a fantastic series. This one in particular, really worth a look, especially if you're sort of interested in either history, JRPGs, a mixture of both, or you just want to play a really good game with a fantastic art style. So this next one came out semi-recently. So this one is a modern one, and that is a part of the Saga series for the PlayStation 5, Romancing Saga 2. Now, Romancing Saga 2, I didn't hear much fanfare for when it first came out. You know, it depends on what sort of corner of the internet you're on. It's all anecdotal, really, what you think of or how you think a game is received. But personally, I think Romancing Saga 2 is one of the best JRPGs released in the last 15 to 20 years. It's a brilliant game. You start off in control of a sort of kingdom, and the story is there are 7 heroes in which used to rule over. Start again. There are 7 heroes that used to rule over the kingdom. You're tasked with eliminating all 7 heroes. I won't give any spoilers away for the story. So you start off on the throne, and then as you go on further, you basically have children, and then they inherit the throne from you, and it basically goes down a long lineage of royals that you sort of continually take forward. Different classes, you've got different party members, so many different party members to choose from. The world is beautiful, the music is amazing, the fights are brilliant. I think some of the boss fights are pretty challenging, actually. The wealth of options you've got in terms of combat is amazing. I mean, there's so many things you can do within combat, so many different sort of things you can manipulate within the battle system. And again, I just love the whole legacy system where you sort of go through the years and sort of do a long lineage of different kings and queens. Also, as you go along in Romancing Saga 2, as you progress through the story, you sort of see the city that you're sort of the big overworld. You sort of see the city improve as you go along in the story, as you get more things. You see it building up, certain areas open up, the garden opens up in the middle. As you go through the years, you see the city changing, evolving as you go through time. I think that's such an original idea, and I think this game does it superbly well. So if you're looking for a JRPG, it's about 50 hours long is how long it took me to finish the game. You can definitely get more out of it. 100%. It's such a replayable game. You could replay it endlessly, trying to get different things and do different things, play with different classes. You know, I think that it's one of those games that will really stand the test of time, I think, in terms of just how the game operates. So yeah, Romancing Saga 2 on the PS5. It's a brilliant game. I really think it's one of the best JRPGs to come out in the last sort of 20 years. I think a lot more people should play that game. Now, next up is one of my favourite games of all time. It's another tactics RPG. You can sort of see a pattern emerging, I suppose. But yeah, this one is by one of my favourite game developers of all time, and that is Vanillaware, published by Atlas, Unicorn Overlord. Now, this one is still sealed because I finished the game and then I had to go and buy the collector's edition, which is somewhere behind me. I had to go and buy the collector's edition because I think this game is superb. It's often compared to Ogre Battle on the Nintendo 64, and I've never played that game, so I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know what the similarities are, but that is the main game that it gets compared to. The battle system is essentially you get a grid in which you can put your soldiers onto, and then once you do that, you take that grid of soldiers into a battle, and it sort of plays out in real time, and then goes into sort of Fire Emblem-esque battles, sort of auto battle, depending on how you set your guys up. So you could have a squad of 5 people, maybe 3 in the front, 2 in the back, and they've all got sort of different stats, all different classes. Certain synergies work with better synergies, and then you take them into battle and see how they do. There's tons of different classes, as of course with Vanillaware games, the art style is tremendous. You know, so all the classes are very unique looking. They've all got their different pros and cons. I think my only gripe with the game is that there's not more content to it. I think I platinumed the game in 90 hours, and I just wish there was more to do in it. I think it's one of my favourite battle systems in an RPG ever. There's so many different characters and classes to experiment with. There's so many different ways you can play the game. It really is up to sort of the player's choice how they play the game, which characters they use, which sort of class synergies they choose to use, and then obviously you can experiment and try and find your own class synergies, which works best with which. You know, you could have this guy with this guy, and you've all of a sudden you found out a new way to sort of play the game and beat certain other enemy units. Yeah, I think it's a tremendous game. I hope there's more content for it in the future. I really hope that we get some sort of sequel or DLC. I'll take anything at this point. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic game. One of my favourite games of all time, and I think out of all the games I'm about to talk about on this list, Unicorn Overlord should be the one that you take away and say, I'm gonna play this game. Everyone I speak to, all my friends, this is the game I recommend to them the most because I think it is so good. It deserves to be played by everybody. So yeah, Unicorn Overlord. My advice to you is go out and play it because it's brilliant. Now this next one is another kind of cheat. It is a JRPG, just not in the traditional sense. And I think again it was a bit overlooked when it came out. Didn't see a lot of fanfare for it, and I really do believe it's a really good game. Again, it's not perfect, it's not flawless, but I do believe it's a lot of fun, and that is Sandland on the PS5. Also got a PS4, Xbox and PC release. Haven't said that for any of the other games, so I don't know why I've said it for that one. But Sandland is based on the Akira Toriyama manga, and I believe anime now. Obviously Akira Toriyama, famous for Dragon Ball, amongst doing other things like Chrono Trigger. And Sandland is a story of the son of Satan, essentially, in this sort of dystopic Mad Max-esque world. I think it follows the manga and the anime pretty faithfully. But what sets this apart from other games in that sort of nature, in that vein, is the vehicle combat. There's so many different vehicles you can use and traverse the world in. The voice acting, I think, is sensational. I think the game looks brilliant. I think just the world in general is just a joy to go around and be in. It's that, I think it is that Mad Max style mixed with, like, obviously Toriyama's character designs. I think it works really well. There's plenty of funny moments in the game. Again, so much charm to it. The gameplay is good. I think, again, that is the part where it's the most flawed. I think it can be a little bit basic sometimes, but I think with the addition of the vehicle combat, you know, the tanks, the buggies, the bikes that you can drive around, I think that ultimately adds to the experience. So the gameplay isn't as basic as you might think originally, initially, if you just played it for sort of an hour or two. Plenty of different secrets, plenty of side missions to do. You can get a lot of time out of this game, and I think it's a world worth spending the time in. I really do. I think it's a really, really cool game, and I think a very overlooked considering. And obviously, again, you can't beat Toriyama's art. So yeah, Sandland for the PlayStation 5. Highly recommend that one. And last but not least, again, these weren't in any order, is probably one of my favourite stories in a game ever. It's a recent release from Square Enix, a strategy RPG once again. This is Triangle Strategy on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's been ported to the PlayStation now. What a fantastic game. I think the story is phenomenal. I think it's one of the best stories ever told in a video game. I think it deals with a lot of complex issues, about a lot about war, about love, about slavery, about deceit. I think it's one of those stories that really hits home. I think if this was a show in a television, if this was a story in a television show, I think people wouldn't shut up about it. I think it's one of those kind of stories. It's so well done, so well told. The voice acting is phenomenal. And I think the game around it, the story, it just creates a fantastic experience. It's a strategy RPG. It's sort of akin to, you know, your Final Fantasy Tactics sort of thing. And I think it does it really well. Obviously, it's Square Enix. They know what they're doing when it comes to stuff like this. But again, what sets it apart, I think the art is beautiful. The hand-drawn character portraits with the sprite work in the actual game. It's got that HD 2D effect that they've been using for stuff like Octopath Traveler, Live a Live, Adventures of Elliot, which is a new one which I haven't played yet. But yeah, I think Triangle Strategy, in my opinion, stands ahead above those games. I really think it's one of the best strategy RPGs of all time. I think just the wealth of options you have when it comes to deciding which way you want the story to go, it is so replayable. So many different paths you can go down which completely derail the story in terms of what happens. There's sort of like midpoints of the game where you can just go off a completely different path and it completely changes your story. And not just the ending, but like the whole story that you're playing through. It has these fantastic decision-making segments in which you decide what you're going to do as an army. And you have to sort of convince the other people in your army, the AI, that what you're doing is the thing that we should do. And sometimes they agree with you and sometimes they don't. And I think it really adds that whole feeling of being at war and having these really, really difficult decisions to make. You know, some of them may seem immoral, some of them may seem hurtful to people who you've sort of grown attached to over the course of the game. But that's what really adds to the experience. I really think it's something special in terms of the story that it tells. And again, the gameplay is brilliant. It's Square Enix, it's a tactics RPG. You can't really go wrong. Lots of different characters to use, lots of different options. One of those games where you'll have characters in reserve that you'll never use because you've got so many characters to choose from that you can't use everybody. But yeah, I think overlooked is probably the wrong word. I have seen it sort of get its flowers. A lot of people do like the game, but I still wanted to include it on this list because I believe it is so good that I want to recognise it, because I think it is again one of the best strategy RPGs ever released, alongside Unicorn Overlord. And they're both very newish modern games. I think we're in a very good time for specifically strategy RPGs. I feel like we're getting a lot of those lately. Some really good ones. But yeah, Triangle Strategy I wholeheartedly recommend. I think it's on PlayStation now. I played it on the Switch. But yeah, anyway you can play it, do it, because it's a brilliant game. So these are my top 5 modern JRPGs that I think everybody should play. Let me know if you've played any of them. I'll be back making another video soon about video games, collecting, sort of anything I want to talk about really. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one.